You should be able to click the screen, and then the bottom left hand, it should come up unmute. Admit.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So what about when others click on?
So as they come on, I'm admitting them into the group. So we just going to give a couple of minutes to let some people get in, because it's going to be a great topic tonight, and I want to make sure that everybody get a chance to hear it.
All right, but I'm supposed to be live now on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do right now. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Welcome, LG Aristo 3. Yeah, still waiting for some other hosts. We should have had some music playing, like some old school hip hop or something. I came through the door, said it before. I never let the mic magnetize me no more. Just to get everybody in the mood. Gotta make sure we do that next time. Have some music ready for everybody.
Right. If I put some music on, it's gonna be some gangster stuff.
Ain't nothing wrong with that either.
Well, you got people that are judgmental. They don't like you to be yourself. They want you to be a certain type of way, even in the spiritual community. They don't understand being authentic. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what we here for. We here to just let everybody appreciate being authentic. The word. Oh, hi, Kitty. All right, welcome, Marita. Marita just joined the group.
He actually meditates with us.
The kitty, what's the kitty's name?
Nah. Yeah.
Nice. All right, so it's about 2-3 minutes in. We're gonna wait a few more minutes to get everybody started. So how you feeling on? We might as well get the conversation started. How you feeling about everything that's going on right now?
Well, with me, I try not to be judgmental, and I understand that we, are fastly approaching the age of Aquarius. So I understand, from a different dynamic perspective, that a lot of things is going to happen. I've been on this. Mm-hmm. So, things is going to happen when you have a new way of life come into existence. The old way of life basically attacks their own individuals. So for me, I stay in alignment, I stay positive, mm-hmm. and I believe in my inner self. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I already knew this was going to happen. This kind of mystery in me. Anyone who taps in, they should already know this.
Right.
It ain't no mystery.
Yeah, we got somebody asking how to call in. See if I don't even know if it's going to allow people to call in, because they said there's so many people that's on Zoom right now holding meetings that they might have had to disable the call-in feature for a little bit. So I'm gonna see, but I'm not even sure if they're allowing people to call in right now. But it's all good. I'm actually excited to hear that, because that means that people are getting back to community, and that's the way that that's the way that we have to be right now. This is not the time for separation. This is the time for growing your village and finding all the right people to be around you in this time of being locked down. And even if it only means the people that you communicate with, like how we're doing on the Zoom, we gotta stick together. We gotta find some solutions to keep people's mind right, because it's a mess right now. It is definitely a mess. It's people out here scared to death, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just slow down, calm down, grab a crystal, go meditate, go pray, do something. Call to your maker, but you got to figure out something better than starting to lose your mind. I was like, they had something on the news the other day, people fighting the cops and all type of stuff because they can't get their selves together, their mind. They starting to lose their minds a little bit. So, we gotta help them through that. We gotta help people find ways of healing and find ways of adjustment and transition through this time.
True. And as you spoke on earlier, I believe this is the time that the woman, the feminine energy, step up and rise up. Mm-hmm. And because what they say will resonate more with the subconscious minds of the individuals. Masculine energy, we ruled for so long, and this is why we here. So it's time for the feminine energy to rise and let it be heard, and they need to speak out more. This is just from, my point of view, where the woman is the nurture of, the whole world. Mm-hmm. and it can be felt more. You know, we tired of individuals, especially the masculine energy. We all come in and we say what we say, but our egos is crazy. And the feminine energy, due to the fiber that connects both halves of the brains, make y'all more in tune. And y'all know your XX chromosome as well. So I believe that the feminine energy has to step up, and it's time for the masculine energy to protect the feminine energy and play the roles where it needs to be played. And we got to stop being male chauvinists and want to take over and want to be seen and want to gather all these women and XYZ or the money, whatever. But I think it's time for the feminine energy voice to be felt, because I believe it resonates more with each individual on the planet.
I just want to tell everybody who's in here, make sure y'all share and tell everybody to join the Zoom if you can. You know, this conversation is going to get deep, and we're going to continue it. This is just the first day, and this is not over. You know, this is really a new way of life. So we're going to continue this conversation, and we want to make sure that the whole community is a part of it. So, you know, check us out on CosSoulAgeInstitution.com, on Facebook. And we'll be here. We'll be live every Sunday. We may be moving to a different platform, but right now, this is where you're going to find us.
Some individuals can't hear what they said.
Can't hear?
Yeah.
Let me see. Everybody should be able to hear. Here we go with that madness.
They said they can hear.
Oh, you can hear? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good. Glad. I'm like, oh man, they censoring us on Zoom too. No. And let me see. How do we? Yeah, I think they might have canceled out the dial-in feature. I saw that earlier. It said something about, like I said, it's too many people doing it, but it's all good. It's all love. So anyway, so like you were talking about, the whole idea of women getting ahead of the game. It's been a lot of talk about the rise of the divine feminine lately, maybe over the last year or so, and it's about that time. You know, one person that that's been doing a lot of talk about it is Marianne Williamson. She doesn't really use that term. She's a presidential candidate, but she's very into, you know, using feminine energy to heal, and that's important, you know. And we all can tap into it. That we all have that feminine and that masculine energy within us, and we just have to learn how to tap into that part of us, you know. But as women, we have to know that it's no more sitting back. It's time for us to use what we. What it's a movie like that just came out like that not too long ago. A Spike Lee movie, I think, where the girl got all the women together and they were like holding back sex.
That.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, they made it a little bit satirical, but at the same time, it's really it's kind of true when you bring the reality to it. Because just imagine that's how it used to be. All the mothers in the village worked together. You know, it was the mothers who was the backbone to keep the village going, to keep the people going, and to keep the towns going. The men out did, you know, they protected, they worked, they, you know, did whatever they had to do. And it's not even about being chauvinistic or trying to separate man from woman. It's just there are things that we are stronger in. There are gifts that we have naturally that we are supposed to use and not go against that, and not forced to be against that. We are supposed to use the feminine energy that we have to heal and protect. And this is a time where that's needed. It really is needed. And, you know, if it's people are not understanding that, then it's time for us to start speaking up and give them reasons why it's so important. You know, even in thinking about, you know, the mental, how people who are working who have been working 9 to 5, you know, day to day to take care of their families, you know, how are they able to live right now if they can't even they don't even know when the next time they're going to work. So many people getting laid off, you know, but they got to live every day. You know, they need healing, they need understanding, they need somebody to work them through to what they're going through, so they don't start slowly going crazy, to help them understand, okay, we just going to have to find a different way to do it, and it's going to be okay. Imagine 15 men in the room trying to figure that out. I think it would be a lot different energies. You understand what I'm saying? So my goodness, what is going on here? I'm really trying to figure out how to let the call in. But yeah, so So what are you you're out there every day, you're still working, what are some of the people saying that you come across every day? How are they feeling? Are they afraid for their lives? Are they really not? Because I see a lot of pictures around Philly where it's people still out walking in the park and living regular life, and you got some people wearing masks and gloves, and you got some people not paying attention to that. So what do you feel? Do you feel more people are worried, or do you feel that more people are okay?
Well, the type of work I do, I experienced like different, classes of individuals. When I look at the upper class, like they worry, like they are scared to death. Now, when you look at the lower class, it's like we like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we not really worried about it, but we still are. But it seemed like the upper class has, like, I watch everything unfold. I watched them start buying up all the waters months ago. So it was like they was well conditioned and well prepared for this. Like they knew this was coming. So it's like the upper class is already like well prepared for this, and it's like the middle and the lower class is like more of a shock. But we've been through so much just as a people in general and a collective, like from all, nationality and races. We've been through so much, dealing with these governments and things. And, some of us find it harder to believe, if it's real, if it's not, because I don't know nobody who got it. And everybody I ask, they don't know nobody who got it. But, you still got to be cautious in the same token. But they taking it serious, like far as all the elites and the privileged individuals. They are taking it serious. Whether they acting, I don't know, but they taking it serious.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm on both sides of I don't know how to feel honestly right now because, okay, here comes Dewana. So hey, Dewana, how are you? Can you? All right. So so we're just kind of talking about the different views from what we're seeing people go through right now. Within this pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Kyle was saying that he's seeing that upper class people are really worried about what's going on, and the people that's quote unquote lower class are not really as worried. But I lost my thought. Well, what did you say? But oh, and you said you haven't seen anybody who said that they have it. And now I'm the opposite. My mom's girlfriend, her brother just passed away, and they said that he died from it. This guy that I went to school with, he supposedly has it right now. And I don't want to say supposedly because that sounds incompassionate, and that's not what I'm going for. At the same time, I wonder if my grandma just passed recently. I wonder if it's something that affected her because she passed right before it hit. And just like the woman who said that her brother just died from it, she was talking about how she went through all of these things, the upper respiratory, and describing the pains and everything that she went through, saying that it was probably the same sort of thing. So they're feeling like they've been affected. So it's like, what do we want to believe? Is it something that is really a viral thing? Is it the 5G radiation thing? It's so many different things that it can really blow your mind and have you thinking, way outside the box. So, what the goal is really is to get people not so much thinking about the details that they can't change, but, how can they be positive and be productive and effective in their daily, lives right now with the things that they can control and the things that they can change. I think that, one thing that we as the panelists, have been talking about are some, just the different things that we share with our clients on a daily basis. Dewana, would you like to speak on what you do and how you've been talking to people about healing or being working through this transition? Turn your sound on. Turn your sound on.
The mute.
Yeah, unmuted. I think you gotta like tap the screen and down in the left corner. There you are.
I found it. Okay, so for the most part, I'll be more than happy to share the information. It's really focusing on having the mindset of believing no matter what, everything is working out for your highest good. And also understanding that there is a transit, but the transit is to break things down that no longer serve us collectively. So then you understand that it's happening in a positive light. So once you have that understanding, now you have the overstanding that even though there may be things happening in the background that you may not be able to understand or conceive or be able to break down, at the same time, you know that you are in control of self. And as long as you are in control of self, you control whether or not you live in fear or you live in joy. So when you determine that you're going to live in joy, peace, happiness, and understanding that there's certain things around us that trigger us to make us believe certain things only if we allow ourselves to do so. So you can program yourself the same way the media program you. You can program yourself not to watch the media so much. You can program yourself to stay away from the electronics and things that truly don't serve your highest good, and now focus on what truly serves your highest good, and that's working on inner self. So that's what I teach my clients, and I walk my clients and I guide my clients through working on their inner self so you connect with higher self. Because right now, that's what this is really all about. The elite, the masses, the ones that control us, the worker bees, they know what the transition we're going through at this moment through universal source. We're going through a huge planetary shift from Pisces age to Aquarius age. And right now it's going to be a 3-year shift into 2023. So this is the time that they can take advantage of downloading information into our crown chakras, because this is the time that we're receiving a lot of divine light codings as well. So if you're living in fear now, it's distracting you from receiving and grounding these divine light codings for your divine purpose, and understanding that things are shifting for a reason. So I like to speak with my clients about that, walk them through the healing processes, and allow them to understand that just because you see things, that don't necessarily mean that's what it is. It's an illusion. I teach my clients to also to tap into their intuition, because when you tap into your intuition, you can follow your higher self, which is also inner self, which is God's source, divine principle of all that is. So that's what I really like to bring to the table. What are we truly focusing on? What are we thinking about? What are we doing with our free time? This isn't the time to truly just play video games, because now you need to protect yourself from the EMFs, which is the electronic, what is the electronic, help me out.
I can never remember the name.
Magnetic field. I'm
right,
sorry,
exactly.
electronic magnetic field.
I just know
that we receive from electronics, phones, towers, things of that nature. So now they're throwing out the 5G. And if you look at the commercials, it's so much information on them advertising the 5G, because it's faster, it's more efficient, it's going to build a new world. And it's true, we are building a new world, and we're in the new age, and it is the new age of technology as well.
Right.
So now they're trying to profit from this. And if you really pay attention, they just passed the bill on the 5G, pushing that 5G out.
Right.
But it's very harmful for humankind and also the planet. So if people can just not listen to what we say or believe what we say, we'll just kind of do the research, right?
Yeah.
And when you are having these symptoms, do the holistic approach if you can. There's soursop tea. There's also avocado tea leaves. There are so many different holistic remedies that you can use.
I got some. That's some of the stuff I wanted to like this. Well, my writing rubbed off, but this is sea moss gel. If you take a teaspoon of this every day, is like the best thing you could do for your life. It has 92 out of the 102 nutrients that your body needs, 15 out of the 18 elements. I just added to my smoothie. I added to my gravy, a little half a teaspoon to a cup of tea. And that, keeps your immune system healthy. Then you have, this is just oil of oregano that I made. Hey Soli, and the oil The olive oil is really good and healthy for you, and so is the oregano. I threw a little parsley in there too. They actually clean the metals out of your system. So the metals that are deposited in your system, they clean them out. So, you know, just there's so many different things. You start to get the cough, onion cough syrup, very easy. You cut some onions up in a jar, you put some little sugar, brown sugar, golden sugar on it, let it break down until it makes a syrup, and you strain it. And when you get the cough, it's a natural way, you know. So it's so many different ways for you to take care of yourself, you know, to keep your immune healthy. I like echinacea tea. I like hyssop. Hyssop is really good for respiratory and for mucus and for clean. My son, he hates it, but he knows I make him drink it because he has respiratory issues, had asthma really bad, and he's been like going through it the last couple of days, and he feels like he's coughing up his life. But once it's over, it's over, and he'll be a couple of days without having those issues. So, you know, these are the different things that we talk to you guys about that are available at your fingertips. And these are the things, as long as you know, one of the things we want to talk about is that preparation prevents fear. If you have these things that you know, regardless of whether it's a virus or whether it's a radiation thing from the 5G, if you have things that you know will help you maintain your health, then you know you'll be able to fight against whatever it is, you know, that's affecting you in these times. You know, we're about, oh man, I think we only have about 15 minutes to go. This is a 40-minute room, so we're gonna keep the conversation going. Like I said, make sure that you guys connect with us on KaSoulAgeInstitution.com. Check out the website, share it with your friends. We have a lot of great things to offer. We talk about this and many other topics, and we have very many healing techniques and a lot of great things to offer coming up in the future. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of the above. But while we're here, like I said, we just want to keep the conversation going. So Souli, we've been talking about you know, how everybody's been feeling and how it's been affecting everybody. Some people are worried, some people don't care. What about you? What have you been hearing? How are people around you feeling?
Yeah, so hi, peace. I'm sorry I was, kind of occupied. I apologize for joining late. But honestly, I really do feel like they want us to worry, they want us to fear, because I'm not sure if you guys have talked about, the shifts that are currently happening right now. Like, I feel like a lot of us don't realize this, but in order for us to, build this so-called new world that everyone is wanting, we must first destroy the old world, and this is what's happening. We're currently going to the destruction of the old world, Everything is really collapsing, and I feel like if you were to really, really, rather than, hone in and tune into the media and really maybe just go outside into nature, or the quarantine, so I do think that not many people are able to do this, but just sit in meditation, then you would really start to realize and understand that things are happening, shifts are taking place. And they really want to hold us, they really want to hold us into the state that we are currently in, because we are their batteries, and if they have no control over us, then they themselves are going to be weak. They're going to be weak, And the thing is, I feel like a lot most definitely is going on, and this coronavirus thing is really distracting us, from 5G, it's like, because there has been a lot of information about 5G and things like that. So I feel like we should really be investing, we should really be investing in herbs, because I agree, like your immune system is very important at this time. We should also be very, we should really invest in also organite pieces and crystals and things like that. Like, last night I was about to go to sleep. It was around 11 o'clock, and I just started feeling so emotional. And I directly knew that it was because of the 5G, the frequencies. There's they put up a 5G tower right there, where I live. So I realized that I wasn't being bombarded by these frequencies. So what I had done was I took my towers. I have a couple of organite towers, and I just rented them. And directly, I felt a bit better, So I really do feel like it's very important and vital that we invest in these organite pieces as well, these crystals and things like that. And you guys can definitely, go and check out our platform, called Soul Age Institution, because the one in of itself, she is selling certain crystals and things of that nature. But yeah. I feel like everything that's going on at this moment is very necessary. Like, you know, in ancient Egypt, even whenever like the tides would come in, or like, you know, like monsoons and like water would come in, and there would be a lot of destruction. They were worried that even though there is all of this destruction, they were worried that with the chaos, there has to come, well, with the chaos, there's going to be this sense of like vitality that's going to come forth, you know, because water brings life. And the same is happening here, you know. It's like even from an astrological perspective, you know, we are in astrology at the moment, we have been experiencing a lot of Capricorn. I think it was like January 11th. Pluto directly conjuncting Saturn, you know, and Saturn and Pluto is the planet of transformation. Pluto rules death. Pluto rules the underground. You know, in a sense, it rules spooky things. A lot of people don't know this, but Pluto also rules, you know, viruses. But Pluto ultimately rules transformation for the better. And now Saturn, you know, Saturn rules reality, it rules government, it rules structures. Now, when Pluto and Saturn came together in conjunction, they were working together, you know. So what had happened then was, in a sense, it was like there was a reality check, you know, but from a like universal perspective, a universal perspective, and there was this realization that what is happening now, in a sense, it's very unjust, you know, and there is a need for a new system, a new structure. Like even like from an economical structure, it is a fact that like our economic system, you know, is gonna collapse. And this really has to do with Uranus, you know, Uranus being in Taurus. Uranus is revolutionary change. It is, in a sense, it rules Aquarius, so it does deal with like deal with like digital internet and things like that. And then Taurus, in a sense, Taurus alongside Cancer kind of deal with money and things like that, you know. So we are most definitely gonna be seeing like changes in the way that we deal with money, you know, like even with this coronavirus thing, they're trying to tell you that your money has cooties. Like I feel like there's so many layers to what is happening, you know, like there's just so many layers to it. But I really do see and feel that we are going into, you know, a new age, a new way, and like the thing is, you know, we are coming into a whole new cycle, a whole new 12 year cycle, and it's like whatever energy you're in now, you are going to be stuck in that energy for 12 whole years, you know. And I think this is also why they want to keep us in this state of fear, this state of like, because the more people they can get, the more people they can get in fear, the more people, in a sense, will, in a sense, kind of stay in that outdated system, you know. And they want that. They want people to be in that outdated system because, like I said, we are their batteries, you know. We are their batteries. And at this time, you know, we are being set free. Like if any of you guys have studied the Hermetic principles, you know, the law of rhythm, it states that everything has its ups and downs, you know, and we have been down for way too long, and now, in a sense, we are rising. You know, the phoenix rises from the ashes. This is what we are experiencing. We are experiencing we are experiencing the rise. You know, this is why a lot of people are now being more aligned to their path. You know, a lot of us are understanding and realizing and awakening. You know, this is the golden age. We are coming into the golden age, and these entities, these low vibrations, they can exist, you know, like in these ages. The golden age in Atlantis, you know, was an age that was, you know, it was a golden age, an age of the gold. And it's like they're trying their best, you know, to try to suppress their ascension, but nevertheless, it's going to happen. So now what they're doing, because they know that they really can't, so what they are doing is they're trying to collect as many souls as they possibly can, because if they can get you to be with them, then if they can get your soul, in a sense, to, you know, match the same frequency as them, it's like when they get kicked out of this paradise, then you yourself are going to go there, you know. But I feel like that's very deep, you know. It's very deep. There's just so many layers, you know. I guess I'll say that.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely right about that, Solely. So I just want to give anybody a chance. If anybody wants to join in the conversation, you can throw a question or a comment in the chat, or you can chime in real quick. We have, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes left. I'm not exactly sure what minute we got started. Something about 7:05, 7:07. So does anybody else want to chime in, or does anybody have anything to say?
Yeah, I got something to say, Kalea.
Let's hear it.
You know, we understand it is a problem. It's about focus on the solution. For me, you know, one of my solutions is dealing with fellowship and spirituality.
Yes.
Fellowship and spirituality is dealing with conscious communion with the energies, becoming one with all energies, whether animated or, and you know, the tangible or the intangible aspect of energy. And as Dewan was saying, you know, with our intuition, we have to become one with all things and stay in alignment, because it's about the solution now. We are the solution. Us in the spirituality is our time to be the solution and step up to the forefront and to really link and to really become one with all energy. This is what spirituality is really about, to become one with your inner self. When you become one with your inner self, you become one with everything else. Point blank, period. So everything within. And being in fellowship, meaning I'm using the term fellowship, dealing with conscious communion with the energies. One with the energies, being one with your intuition, merging all your senses and being emirates within your intuition and becoming one with the energies is the alignment, and is your safety, and is your protection. Your aura, your inner self is your protection as we go through this. It's about the solution. The solution is for us to center in our aura and to emit our frequencies, and not to fall into the 5G and the fear propagation that's going on. So, you know, this is what I want for every individual that's spiritual to focus on the solution. The solution is you, is your inner essence. That's what I like to say.
Yeah.
Also, to let you guys know that Zoom just extended us a bit. They said they took the 40-minute limit off, so we have a little bit more time to talk. That's pretty cool. So keep going. Go ahead, Soli. What were you about to say?
Yeah, I was also going to mention that, you know, bring that up, that, yeah, you know, like there's no need to rush, because there's no need to rush, you know, because of the time limit has been taken off. But yes, I think I also wanted to, you know, bring up like the importance of knowing thyself. You know, like a lot of us who can see, we understand, we know that, you know, this time can be a good thing, you know, because this is a perfect time for you to heal, you know, like for you to, like, because you're no longer having to worry about work, you're no longer stuck in this like cycle of, you know, constantly doing this and that. You know, it's really such a great time for you to, you know, hone in yourself and really start meditating and getting to really know yourself. You know, like for example, me, I'm an astrologer, right? That's what I mostly am. Like that's something that I really specialize in. And I really got into astrology because I really desire to know myself, you know, to not know myself, things like that. And I really feel like astrology for the most part is a powerful tool, you know. Now there are people out there that speak about, you know, ascending in your part. I agree that it's still possible, but you understand that you can't really ascend or get, you know, you can't really ascend to the middle chart. And so I am also, you know, offering anyone who is in this room a 50% discount off my natal chart readings, because I feel like one of the reasons why I really do this is when I started doing it, you know, it assisted me so much. I feel like I have this ability to intuitively, you know, read charts. So why not, you know, extend that to others? So this time, it's really vital and important that we know who we are, because we are all a unique piece of this puzzle. We are all in the universe. We're all God's stories expressing uniquely, and we all have a unique piece of the puzzle to bring to the table, right? So most definitely, you know, if any of you guys are interested, definitely help.
So if you had, so I'm going to ask both of you guys, if you had one piece of advice to give people, or what would you tell them? What is a way for them to, stay high vibrational, I guess is the best way to put it, and during this time.
Turn off the TV.
Exactly. That's all I was going to say. If you really want to tap into yourself, turn off the TV. Now, so this is so amazing how this process of being quarantined or having to stay in your home as far as staying away from other people, this is how it truly works in your highest favor. Now you don't have to tell people, you know what, I'm focusing on me, so I want to take a step back and I'm not going to go party tonight. I'm not going to go drinking tonight. I'm not going to go smoking tonight. I'm not going to go to the club and hang out. I'm not going to go to your house and play video games, right? I'm not going to go play card games, right? I'm not going to the casino, because now you can't do any of those things. So now you're in a place where you don't have to turn nobody down. Mm-hmm. So now you get to skip the part where you feel guilty because you feel like you're not giving yourself to other people. Mm-hmm. Because now it's set up to where you're not supposed to be doing that, because you're supposed to be respecting people's space so they can be healthy. Now, for me, I don't care. I will visit people as long as they allow me to visit them, and I'm going to go where I want to go, because that's just who I am, because I'm not allowing for fear to set in my mind, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But now this is the time so you can tap into all those things. Turn off the radio, turn off the TV. If I were you, I would focus more on binaural frequencies, because that really aligns you with the things that you need to cleanse from yourself, and it aligns you with source, and it sets you to higher vibrational frequencies. Mm-hmm. So that would be the advice that I would give, because now these vibrational frequencies are rising, but you can be left behind in a shift, because every moon cycle there's a shift, whether there's a full moon, new moon, solar eclipse, or equinox. There's many shifts. There's portals that's opening up, and these portals are not going to be open for a long time. Right now, these portals that's opening up is expediting us through the experiences to heal, the experiences to go through certain experiences, so you can make these shifts, so you can ascend higher, so you can step into your divine life purpose. But you have to quiet your mind, you have to quiet your spirit, you have to quiet your soul, you have to take time to self, meditate, do your spiritual baths. So it's a lot of pampering yourself. It's a lot of having time with self. It's a lot of tapping into what's hurting you the most. Address why is it hurting you. Address where that hurt come from. So it's many things that you can do, but it starts with you understanding that you need time for self.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Damana. These are I'm so excited. I'm just, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I'm just happy that we finally, are able to get these conversations out, be able to start to connect with the audience. I know that we're going to have a lot of great conversations going us forth. And I'm hoping to hear from people soon and hear what it is that they want to talk about. Personally, my piece of advice would be to reconnect with your dream. If you forgot what it is that you used to like to do or what it is that you want to do, this is the time. Find your hobby, figure out the business that you want to start, do a TikTok with your kids, dance again, sing again, shoot a video of yourself singing again. Do something that makes you happy, that makes you feel good about yourself, that makes you feel productive, mind, body, and soul. Because we forget about the holistic part. We forget that we're not just body, we're not just mind, we're not just soul. We have to be able to, reach all three, with the things that we do so that we can feel whole. So that's my piece of advice. If you don't know what it is that you want to do, reach out and have somebody help you figure it out what it is that you're good at. Something that one thing I will say is that going into this new transition, the workforce is not going to be the same. Somebody told me that at Amazon, they have vests that they have to wear because they're working with robots, and the robots have to be able to detect where they are in the warehouse. So they have to wear vests. Like we're definitely going into the AI world. And so a lot of these jobs that people have lost, they're really not going to be going back to. You're going to have to figure out what you might be able to do online. You're going to have to figure out, what can you sell on Sunday at the flea market, so that you won't fall away, lose your house, and all of the things that can happen, if your lifestyle changes because you are not prepared for moving into a different type of lifestyle. So, these are the things that we have to be thinking about. And once again, preparation prevents fear. So if we deliberately put time into thinking about these things, we'll be less likely to be in fear about the changes that are being made. Because yes, unfortunately, a lot of people are, falling ill or dying, things of the sort. But once again, through death is renewal. And so there's going to be, everybody's not going to pay. What are you going to do when you make it? What are you going to do for your family? How are you going to survive more? Are you going to have to homeschool your kids for the rest of the year? I know most of the school districts are talking about not coming back until September. What are you going to do? DeJuan and I were talking the other day about they're sending out these laptops to the kids. Is it that they're forcing 4G on the kids? How are you going to handle that? Are you going to put some crystals? Are you going to get some 5G blockers and put them on the cords? We have to be thinking about all of those things. Are you making sure that you put the things in your kids' diets that is healthy for radiation? Because we're going into that time. The movie's been telling us, if you watch the show, The 100, that is, one of the things was they were living on a ship because the earth had been overcome with so much radiation that they weren't able to survive there anymore. And to me, this just sounds like the beginning of that sort of situation. So how are we going to adjust to it? What are we going to do if it doesn't change in our lifetime, or how are we going to counteract it so that they don't put as much unhealthy things into our life? Because we take control over our lifestyles. There are so many things that we can be thinking about during this time while we're sitting at home, as opposed to sitting there going crazy. Oh, hey, kitty. As opposed to sitting there going crazy and thinking about what we're not doing and what we don't have and what we can't do. We should be taking the time to reverse that thought process. Anytime we feel a negative thought come, and just say, oh, you know what? What's the other side of that thought? So that's my thing. Just reconnect to what's good for you.
And you know what? And I would say, like, me and Soli, him and I, we were talking the other day, and when we spoke, we really spoke about the shift, right? This is when people get left behind, because you will get stuck in a new cycle. It'll be 7 to a 12-year cycle, and that's the last thing you want to do, mentally, emotionally, and physically. You want to ground yourself. You want to bring balance to all of that. So you want to release the things that no longer serve you, and it falls under karmic issues and karmic lessons. So don't fight your inner and higher self if it's telling you to release things and let things go, because it's true. Now you do want to work on passive and residual income. Okay, so now if you are receiving any benefits from the state, whether that's unemployment, Social Security, now you start thinking about, okay, what was my dream before? Were you want to write? Were you an artist? Did you feel like you were a healer? Did you read cards? I mean, what did you do? Like, this is the moment that you start tapping into, what was it? What did I want to do? And once you start asking yourself those questions and you start doing the inner healing within, all of a sudden, doors are going to open, opportunities are going to open, because things are shifting in our favor, not to work against us, but to work for us. And they know this, but they want you to stay stuck in the same mindset that you were in before. And the shift is so strong that it's waking you up, and they know that it's waking people up. So they're doing everything they can to keep you stuck. That's why they're focused on the electronics and the 5G, because if they can bring your focus back to those type of things, because think about it, if you're playing video games all day, are you truly focusing on your higher self? Are you truly focusing on those dreams that you had when you were a child? No, you're not. You're not. So they're trying to distract you with television and electronics. So it's, and fear. Okay, fear lower your vibrations, and fear also lower your immune system. So if you're going to the grocery store and now you're having to respect other people's space and they have markers on the floor, well, it seems real serious. If they're stopping you at the door and you have to wait in line to get into the grocery store and they're sanitizing your hand and you see them wiping down all the baskets, and you seen everybody wearing masks, that put fear in your heart. So now you're distracted, and now there's an illusion. So that's what you're focused on. So me and Soli, we spoke a lot about that, and so did Khalil and I. And we spoke a lot about shifting your mindset so you're not focusing on the fear tactics that they use. Because if you see one professional after another get up on the television and speak about this, they have numbers and ratios telling you how many people sick, how many people dying. Some say it's not that serious. Others say it is. Who do you believe? You believe yourself. You believe what yourself tell you, your inner self. That's who you believe. You talk to source yourself. That's what's most important. And that's what we need to tap back into. Really connecting with higher self and source.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah, definitely. So there's this show on Netflix. It's called The Magician, you know, and there's this episode where like there is like this guy, right? And he in a sense has been doing like this like dark magic or illusion magic, rather I should say. And what he does is in a sense he kind of conjures up this like dragon entity, and there are these people, like the whole village, you know, and he has to convince them that this dragon entity comes and it kills people, right? And but the reality is it's illusionary, you know, like the dragon is not real, but the way he structured it, like, because he tells them that it's the dragon, but he himself is killing the people, you know, kind of like what's happening here, you know, like they're saying it's the coronavirus, but the reality of it is they're kind of the ones who are doing all of this, you know. But it was like once the truth came about that he was doing illusion magic on them, you know, then in a sense the people were liberated and the fear no longer existed, and I guess I'm bringing this up because, you know, in a sense, this is the same thing that's happening, and this is why they're constantly bringing up coronavirus here and there and there. You know, it's like everywhere you go, you see coronavirus. And the thing is, you know, I feel like they're also more or less like targeting your subconscious mind. As the subconscious mind, it deals with repetition. So they're constantly repeating this, even though one is like, nah, I know what the coronavirus is. There's this aspect that maybe going in your you know, subconscious mind. But then again, I want to say that it is your conscious mind that protects your subconscious mind. So as long as you are aware, I don't really have anything to worry about. But I actually did this like so every year, you know, I do a workshop where I talk about the year from an astrological perspective and just everything else, numerological perspective, you know, and I talked about how 2020, in a sense, is 22, you know, it's going to be the year for the master builder, like 2019, 2018, and so on and so forth. We're all just, you know, accumulating information. We're all just supposed to be taking the time to heal, you know, the time to heal and things like that, because yeah, it's funny because Earth, in a sense, we have kind of been delayed, if that makes sense. We were supposed to be ascending, you know, but because of everything that was going on, because of the choices that we keep, like the paths that we keep choosing, you know, like there's this base energy consciousness that we as humans can choose, but a lot of us haven't been choosing, you know. But like, yeah, you know, because of this, in a sense, there has really been this sense of like delay or whatever. But now I feel like there is really this sense of like force. Like the universe like can't really wait for us, you know. So there's this sense of like forcing. So I feel like this is why the way that the change is coming about is kind of rough and hard, you know, because we have been given chances over and over and over to choose the quote unquote easy path and to actually heal, but a lot of people don't want to heal, they don't want to change, you know. So yeah, you know, like really 2020 is gonna be the year for the master builder. You know, this is the year where we're all awakening to our true paths, our true you know, who and what we're supposed to be. And I guess I brought up that workshop, even though, you know, like that really is relevant. But I do want to talk about, you know, my manifestation workshop, which is most definitely available. And I want to talk about, you know, specific things I talked about in the manifestation workshop that I would want to bring to the table here. You know, like something that's very, very powerful that I do on a daily basis is writing down your goals. You know, like I don't know if anyone has followed Jim Carrey's, you know, story and how like he kind of wrote himself a check and everything like that. You know, it's like a lot of successful, quote unquote, successful people do this and write their future, I guess, instead. It's like I do this on a daily basis. You know, every day when I wake up, I go to my notepad and I write down my goals, except I write them in affirmation format. So I write like, I am this, I am that, I am that. I'm constantly writing it, and this is very powerful because what I started to realize is that because the thing is, nothing new ever comes into your life, but the reality of it is, it's like everything is already in front of you. You just start to see it. Now when you start doing it, you start making it a habit of writing down the things you desire, the things you seek on a daily basis. Then it's not like what changes is your internal world, and because your internal world changes, your outside world changes as well. But that thing was always there. You are just not able to see it. And I would definitely advise people, to one, get the workshop because it's like 4 hours long, and it's very cheap as well, and it's just so much value. But on top of that, like, I feel like this time more than ever, it is a time for us to tap into our spiritual aspect, and really start becoming the alchemists, the master builder. 22, we are supposed to be. This is the time to build, and on top of that, from an astrological perspective, the energy here is Capricorn, 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 which is the master builder. So yes, it's really time that we tap in and hone in into our ability to manifest, and our ability to create our realities. And I also want to say this, and they don't want us to. This is why they are giving us a reality. They are giving us what they want us to live in. They want us to live in this, so they're presenting us this. They're like, here, do this, do this, do this. But the reality of it is, you can choose to tap into that, or you can choose to tap into your own world. You always have that choice to tap into your own world and create your own world, or to settle with what they are giving you because it's safe.
Yeah,
yes, because it feels familiar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get really comfortable with what feels familiar, even if it's not a happy theme for you. It could be as uncomfortable as hell, but it's familiar. So you stay in it because you fear what you don't know, you fear what you don't understand, and you fear the future, what you can't actually perceive. But if you're able to change your mindset, you can perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you start thinking about what you want your future to be. And you focus on that image and you focus on that thought. So you start manifesting. You start writing down in your book. You grab you a diary and you start writing down in a manifestation diary. That's what you call it, a manifestation diary. Mm-hmm. And you write down all the things that you've already manifested, whether you can see it or not. If you can believe it, you can conceive it, so you can see it. Mm-hmm. So that's the thought process you want to have when you're moving forward, especially in times like this. So you write down, who are you helping with your money? How much are you helping with the money that you make? Are you a millionaire? Yes, I am a millionaire. So you write down, I'm a millionaire. Mm-hmm. I became a millionaire this year. You write down where you shop. You write down where you eat. You write down what flights you're taking. You write down which vacations you're taking. Mm-hmm. So you write it down as though it's already happening, because now you're living in that existence and in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Did you want to add anything, Kyle?
Yeah, for me, my closing is, about the solution again. The solution is like chess. The most powerful piece on the board is the queen. When we come into the age of Aquarius, it's about the woman, and to actually hear and obey and not let our masculine energies, try to, empower the woman. For me, Kalia, Dewana, I really listen to them. Their words resonates. You know what I'm saying? It resonates with the subconscious mind. Not only them, other spiritual women. It's time for the woman to rise and to really be vocal, because of the fiber of the brains that connects the brain halves of the woman, they have more. So it's time for us to restore balance and listen to our woman. I come from a background with just all about masculine energy, real talk. You know what I'm saying? But on some real, in this time, we have to listen to our woman that's spiritually in tune. And that's all I have to say. And focus on the solution, center in your aura, and find like-minded individuals, birds of a feather flock together, and let's all become one. That's it.
Oh, I can't wait to get the Sister Circle started. Yes, we are starting the Sister Circle
Yes,
very soon.
excited about that.
So I'm very excited. We're going to be giving updates. Well, you know, I'm not going to hold everybody. I think this was a great start. I think this was a very nice conversation. I think we gave some good gems. We're available, you know, on the website all the time, KaSoulAgeInstitution.com, just like it sounds, is how it's spelled. We're all on Facebook, Dewana Intuitive Healing. Ka Age, Solely Spirited. You can find me at Kalia A. Robinson. So just reach out to us. You know, like I said, open up the conversation. You know, check out what we're about. Tell a friend. Come back and talk to us again. This is not the last time. Hopefully we'll get to go live again next Sunday at 7 and either continue this conversation or bring some other stuff. Make sure you bring somebody with you to the conversation and have your own questions ready, because this is not just about us because our face is on the screen right now or because we're the ones behind the website. It's about the collective and how we can grow as a collective and how we can build as a community and what we can do to uplift each other, to barter services with each other and everything in between. You'll be surprised. You know, I'm not even, you know, I'm a believer now. I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I was not a believer in this meeting people online thing. And now I have a whole new family. You know, none of us are pretty much in the same place. All four of us right now are in different states. And I'm sure you guys that have chimed in are probably in different states also. So, you know, this is a global thing. And we can all take stake in growing from where we are and sparking a flame from where we are and just figuring out what it is that we can do. We don't have to do what everybody else does. Everybody has their own, like he said, it's chess. We all have our own piece to play on the board, our own part to play on the board. Just figure out what is your part to play and how you can be the best at what it is that you're supposed to be doing in your area and find your team, you know, and as you do it, you know, you'll see that the negative people, the negative spaces will start. Well, right now it's no spaces. So it's mostly the negative people, negative situations will start to fall away. And you will see that the things that can be productive and the people that are productive in your life or can give you upliftment will just start to fall in place. And you just have to open your eyes and be excited to receive it so that you won't, you know, block it when it's right there in front of your face. But yeah, that's my closing. KaSoulAgeInstitution.com. Thank you, everybody. Does anybody want to chime in one more time before we go? If not, all right.
I just want to say it's a blessing to be of service.
Yes, absolutely.
To many. And that's what you ask yourself. Not how I can gain $1 million, but how can I be of service to millions?
Absolutely. All right. Peace, love, and light, everybody. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.